Look, Nintendo, if you have one shot or one opportunity to release Brewster and let us capture him, would you make it happen or let it slip away? That's the question I pose for the developers of our favorite game as we enter the November season, the critical final update month of the year. Will Nintendo allow our dear Brewster to descend, or will they keep our hearts palpitating until Valentine's Day? This is the question, but this is the almanac for November. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. An amazing month loaded with some of the best DIY you've seen all year. Gonna up the design ante to an incredible level. It's the 8th month of the game. Thanks so much for being a part of it. I got all the events, all the NPCs, all the secrets, okay? All the new DIY, the new items, the bugs, the fish, the deep sea creatures, and of course, the big update. This is the kahuna to send 2020 off to sea. Now, will they drop Brewster? That is a question for both you and me. I already made a big winter predictions video. If you want to check it out to know exactly what I think is going to happen with Franklin and Jingle and my boy Brew, let me know on that video. Here, though, smash that like button if you're excited for one more big update, and let me know what you're most pumped for in November. We got Jingle and Franklin late November. This is the second half of the fall update. It is basically our winter update, and if we're looking at dates, I think it's going to arrive on November 20, or the trailer November 24th. So Thanksgiving, Harvest Festival, November 26th this year. The 24th seems like a great day, a Tuesday to drop the trailer. Hey, the update hits on the 26th. Now, if they want to actualize the update before Franklin arrives, if there's maybe more things to put in place, or maybe some new game mechanics, or totally new characters, then I think the 20th is a great day. Friday, November 20th. Then they say, hey, the update hits next week. Franklin is coming on the 26th. Of course, Jingle in December. And they lay out the calendar for the rest of the year, and then they wave goodbye and say, see ya in 2020. Nintendo has already announced they have the last partner showcase, so no more directs. Animal Crossing update will be kind of like their final thing. They got Age of Calamity, but then the Animal Crossing update, like, that's kind of Nintendo saying good night. Now, all the Halloween stuff is gone. The pumpkins still reside by Nook's Cranny. And if you didn't notice, my eyes have gotten a little green. I took off my Halloween face paint, but I have hazel eyes, so I figured I should pay a little homage to them. These are ultra green, but what is good and new and fresh is the Mush item series, because this month, not only do we get, my friends, Mush items, we get maple as well. The maple leaves are coming mid-month. So the mushroom recipes will be November 1st to November 30th, the entire month. The maple leaves, which fall like cherry blossoms and you scoop out of the sky with your net, November 16th to November 25th, a 10-day period, but they have their own DIY set. So let's check out the items. All right, mushrooms, a big deal. Some of the coolest items in the game. The mush lamp might be the ultimate number one. There are a bunch of different mushrooms, 5 to be specific: flat, rare, round, skinny, elegant, and you're going to find them in front of your trees in the month of November. Now, they will be in front of both regular and cedar trees, and they spawn at 5 a.m. But there also are some more rare mushrooms which can be found in X spots. So you're going to dig for them, and that's how you'll get the rare guys. Now, there is some rumor that 5-star islands have more rare mushrooms, but that is not confirmed. But you're going to need these for a whole list of awesome items, okay? It is going to provide you with an option to get the forest flooring, which is okay, leaf-colored ground. The forest wall, which is very Bambi-esque. You've got the mush lamp, which is the heroic item, and it comes in a bunch of colors. It's so amazing. I'm going to also tell you exactly how many mushrooms you need if you want to craft everything, which I think is a cool addition to our Nook's Almanac. You got the mush log, which is a great place to sit down. I'm sure you've seen if you visited cool islands. These are some of the best and most consistently great items in the game. This set is phenomenal, and that's why a lot of players have been so excited for November to roll around. The mush low stool, the mush parasol, which I personally am a big fan of. The mush partition over here is kind of nice. The mush table, probably the weakest item in the set. The mush umbrella, very fancy. We've got the mush wall, which is kind of funny. It looks very rustic if you want to give that look to your house. The mush wand, mushroom wand. The mushroom wreath is going to be given to you by Isabel at the beginning of the month. Now, the other items are found in balloons and presents, as you know. but this one is granted by Isabel at the very start. Now, I did want to talk to you guys about something else here, which is the ability to have the total amount of mushrooms that you need. This is if you want to craft everything. Here's what you got to collect: 14 flat, 1 rare, 8 round, 15 skinny, 3 elegant, and then a bunch of other items as well. So make sure you're spotting the mushrooms by the trees, gather as many as you can, wait for that 5 a.m. respawn, do it again, and start crafting some of the coolest items and get your island ready for 1 more month before the snow doth set in. Onto the maple leaves, which is that mid-month addition. These guys float through the sky and flutter on by, similar to cherry blossoms. It's a limited window, but grab them because there's some really good stuff. Isabel will reward you with the first recipe, which is a leaf pile, and then you can find such other amazing things like the autumn wall, which I think is one of the prettiest in the entire game. Look at those colors: vibrant reds, yellows, and oranges. Perfect for a few weeks before the snow does hit. The leaf flooring here is really nice. I like this one better than the mushroom flooring. The leaf stool, simple but elegant. The leaf pochette, a very nice pochette. Very, very nice. Love that word. The leaf pond stone, interesting item, not my favorite. The leaf umbrella, very Canadian, okay? There's your lovely red leaf pile. I love how the leaves flutter about as you run through. I wish more items had animations specific to them. I think it's such a nice, cute touch, and that's the one you'll get from Isabel. The tree's bounty arch is also nice because it requires a maple leaf, and it's quite cool. And then we're going to give you the total mats list yet again here, so you guys can see that you need 51 maple leaves if you want to make everything. And then a whole bunch of pine cones and acorns, which I'll let you know, those are going to go bye-bye at the end of this month. So if you want to shake and bake your trees to acquire more pine cones, you're going to need 9 of those, 9 acorns for this set, along with a few other items, and you'll be good to go, completing just about everything as we round out this year and move into the winter wonderland of December. And now in terms of new NPCs and events, it's actually a slim month. The big sets of DIY make up for the fact that we're really waiting for the main event on November 26th, and Franklin should arrive then. Now, he will be actualized by the update, which should be the 1.6 update, making our way to 2.0, which I think is actually going to hit well into the game's life cycle. If we get there, will we have 5 more big updates? I sure hope so. But Franklin will bring a cooking minigame of some sort, a cooking quest. I don't think cooking is going to be as fleshed out as some others believe. The data mine seemed to be a bit of smoke and mirror in terms of how in-depth cooking will be. I think Franklin's going to come, give you a quest to collect a few different ingredients, maybe bring some more farming items with him, and that will be it. I don't think cooking will exist beyond the month, but Franklin will show up and be a part of our lives for probably a day. I expect him to function in the same way that Jack does, arriving for a couple of hours and not have an elongated stay or a repeat appearance a la Zipper T Bunny. I do think Jingle will bring that back to our island in terms of a repeat visitor, but we're going to have to wait till December for that one. So really, in terms of events, this month doesn't have much. It's Franklin the NPC. If the update brings anything brand new, I think it'll lean more into December, whether that is the solstice. I made some predictions about that in the other video, or a new NPC entirely. It probably won't hit until December. There is a slight chance if Nintendo decides to upgrade Nook's Cranny and bring Leaf, say, permanent into Nook's Cranny, or introduce a new character in Nook's Cranny, or goodness gracious, bring Brewster, that it could hit by the end of November, and I do want you to watch for that. But in general, this month is going to be mostly about collecting and decorating and designing and washing away the Halloween and inviting a more fall vibe to your island as we move to the end of the year. Now, before we get to everybody's favorite part, which is the fish, the bugs, and the deep-sea creatures, there really doesn't seem to be a whole lot of special items this month in terms of new things that'll arrive at the Nook Stop or that Tom Nook will give you. You got the double dose of recipes from Isabel, the mush wreath, and the red leaf pile, but other than that, it's, again, kind of a slim pickings month. There's a chance that the update will introduce something along those lines, and I expect to get new items from Franklin when he does come third week of November, but not a whole lot. What we do have a bunch of, though, is new fish, new bugs, and new deep sea. I always start Northern Hemisphere, but don't worry, South, I got you covered too. In November, we have the biterline, the blowfish, the tuna, the blue marlin, and the football fish, my favorite, as my Detroit Lions look to really build momentum and make a push for the playoffs. I'm so pumped about that, but I'm also pumped about these fish. Now, a lot of them, we're basically at the point where we're recycling, right? All the newness has kind of washed away. The excitement of, say, shark season is kind of over. The excitement of brand new, like a huge list of new critters to collect, kind of over. So we're going to move through these decently quickly. That's the new fish. Here are the old fish. These ones are leaving. There's a lot. So if you want to go grab the cherry salmon, the char, the golden trout, the mitten crab, the guppy, the neon tetra, the seahorse, the zebra turkey fish, the barred, knife jaw, or the ray, get after it. My favorite, little tiny seahorse. He's cute, only worth 1,100, but you do have that golden trout at the top of your rivers worth 15,000 bells, so you might want to grab that there. Now the southern hemisphere does see a frog coming into play, and I love me the frogs, the turtles, so nice. He's such a little cutie. You also have the catfish, the nibblefish, the angelfish, the beta, the rainbow fish, the giant trevally, and the mahi-mahi. We're looking at the mahi-mahi is the most expensive of the month at 6,000 bells, and then you're losing the loach, the golden trout, and the oarfish. So actually the golden trout is leaving both places, and is something that both northern and southern hemisphere players probably want to get after if you want to kind of stockpile some bells for hibernation season. Baby, the bugs are back, and by bugs I mean the big daddy. The tarantula returns, replacing the scorpion as the evil in the game. The only thing that can really end you is the tarantula and the scorpion, and now they have flipped once more. We're back to the 8-legged creatures. We also have the mole cricket and the damselfly, but Tarantula Islands will return after leaving us northern hemisphere players for quite some time. Now, in terms of bugs that are going goodbye, it's a lot. It's a lot of the crickets and the locusts and things that filled in the third quarter of the year. The monarch butterfly, the long locust, the migratory locust, rice grasshopper, cricket, mantis, orchid mantis, violent beetle, walking stick, and the flea. Keep an eye on that orchid mantis. He is pretty and valuable. Now, on the southern hemisphere side of things, you are getting a bunch. The great purple emperor, a big butterfly. The Queen Alexandra's birdwing, an even bigger butterfly. The banded dragonfly, the pond skater, the diving beetle, the violent beetle, the Rosalia batesi beetle, and the scorpion swapping out for that tarantula. So, of course, you're losing the mole cricket, just one. And this actually might be the time of year when you have both scorpions and tarantulas. I at first thought they flip-flop, but based on the data I'm reading, both are going to appear. This is a rare time where we do have tarantulas and scorpions. As far as I can tell, it sure looks like that, because when we say goodbye to bugs in the north, you're not saying goodbye to the scorpions unless they've already left. Am I crazy? Do we have both at this point? Or is it just one? Or is it both? Double trouble on the 8,000 bell baddies? Let me know in the comments down below. And me and Eric are super pumped about the deep sea creatures because there's some humongous entries this month, and it's so cool that Pascal brought a third prong to our discussions on animals at the end and the beginning of every month. So in terms of the new deep for the north, we have the Dungeness crab, the red king crab, the sea cucumber, the sea pig, the snow crab, and I love that sea pig. He's really creepy looking, a lot of legs and a lot of bells, but really, it's the red king crab. Now, I've not had an opportunity to catch one myself yet, but check this bad boy out. That thing is monstrous and terrifying. You ever been in an aquarium and you see the giant leg crabs and you're like, oh my goodness, I cannot look. Get me away. I don't want to play. I have no reason to stay. I want to go home like today. And you got to get out of there. It's because of this. These giant leg crabs, they're massive. It's a large shadow. It moves quickly. It's all day, but it's terrifying. Now on the leaving front, you're going to lose the Gazami crab, which is a much cheaper crab, so don't worry too much about him. In the south, you're going to be getting the Gygus giant clam, 15,000 bells. It's a lot. But the vampire squid is right there at 10,000, and I love his look. Spotted garden eagle, slate, pencil urchin, and the sea urchin as well. You're going to be saying goodbye to the Dungeness crab, which isn't that expensive, and, you know, he's definitely not the red king. So that is what you're gaining and losing in Pascal's domain. I wish we got new fossils, but as you can see, the mushrooms are here and they're so darn cute. Grab the mushrooms at the base of the trees. It's a pretty fun way to play, and they're not as like prevalent as you might think, so you really are going to need to hunt your trees, both types of trees, and look for those dig spots to see if you are able to grab a rare mushroom from time to time, because as I said, you know, the update is really the big focal point of November, and then obviously you know, Franklin's Harvest. But it's really going to be these mush sets and these maple sets that set this month apart and give you the focus and the sort of task list to accomplish. So as you can see, I do have a lot of trees that are covered and impossible to spawn mushrooms, so I'm going to need to clear that out and clean those up. But in general, the mushrooms, like, they're not all over the place. So be dedicated, be diligent, and get crafting. That'll do it for November, my friends. Say goodbye to Jack and Halloween and welcome Franklin, Jingle, and maybe Brewster to our hearts with the new update that drops probably in about 20 days. You got mush items, you got maple leaves, you got a whole bunch of bugs and fish to collect if you missed them the first time around. The deep sea creatures are looking dastardly. Some of those are brand new, and then it's wait and see time to know if Nintendo will bring us anything truly awesome in that update. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. I appreciate you so much. I love you guys. I love doing these videos. We got more coming your way as the month progresses, including my super special reveal as I team up with Brewster for something amazing. Can't wait to show you that in full detail. In the meantime, though, let me know what you're most excited for in November, what item or thing you cannot wait to get. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video and are pumped for another month of Animal Crossing New Horizons with our whole family. Until that time, big hugs, stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart out there. I love you guys so much. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your day. Baby boy Brewster, come to play. SwitchForce, out.